begin for Ghana to survive in this competition, to go through?
Yes, we are aware of the magnitude of this game. We know that this is a game that we have to win. Our preparation going into the game has been the same as in the two previous games, and all we can do is prepare the team to play a very tough match, as all of these games are, and to make sure that we put in a level of performance that allows us to win the game.
Danis, after drawing in the first two games, what did you correct? How did you prepare this game against Mozambique?
We only drew the second game, didn't.
Oh yeah, you lost the first one, sorry.
No, it's important for us. I think if you look at the performance from the second game in comparison to the first game, the performance was better. So we just need to look at the game, analyze it, go over it as a team, look at the things that went well, that were better, and things that we can still do better. And hopefully we can just keep growing and put on a good performance tomorrow.
First question. Let's start from here, please.
Hello. My name is Kwame Jumo. I'm from Ghana Television. My question goes to the head coach, Chris. Chris, we find ourselves in a very similar situation to the last AFCON. Losing our first game, drawing our second game, going into the final game where we needed a result to qualify. What's the conversation in the camp like ahead of this game against Mozambique on the back of that performance?
I think we are all aware that this is a situation that we would rather not be in. You know, we would rather have more points, and we feel certainly from the performance and the goals that we conceded that we should be in a better position, but we are not. So the conversation is not difficult. This is a game we have to win. The level of performance, I think the players, and I think most people appreciate that the level of performance in our game against Egypt was better than our level of performance in our first game with Cape Verde. So the players know what it will take to get a result. There are no easy games in this tournament, and we will come up against a Mozambique team also knowing that they have to win the game. So we have to be physically and mentally prepared for this, and the players know this.
C'est le rouge, celui qui a un rouge.
Satish Shaper in Powers Magazine for Chris. No doubt you know the history of Ghana being the African team of the 1960s and having won the tournament 4 times. Does that put more pressure on you to perform here, or do you just see it as, well, I'm here now, this is what we have to do, and just carry on, or is that pressure actually helping you?
No, I think of the pressure that you go into every tournament with. I don't think it's a reflection of the past. There isn't anybody that's associated with the Black Star that's not conscious of the trophies that we have won, and the dominance in the past that the team has shown in this competition. But this is a different year. There is always pressure. There's always pressure if you are a Black Stars head coach, and there's always pressure if you are a Black Stars player. This comes with the game. But, you know, we have a group of players, as does every team, that go into pressurised games at club level, albeit to win the league, or to make sure they stay in the league, or to stay in a cup competition, to stay in a European competition. So levels of pressure as head coach you're used to, and also the players, and it comes with the job, and you have to accept it, and you have to welcome
Here. Celui-là. Celui-ci. Voilà.
I am Muftau Nabila Abdullahi. I work with Joy FM in Ghana. My question goes to Danis. I recall after the first game against Cape Verde, you did mention that you and your colleagues will need to be aggressive enough in your play. Based on your conversation with the rest of the boys, what is the mentality like approaching that game against Mozambique tomorrow?
I think, after the first game, there were obviously some issues that needed to be sorted, and I think if we look at the second game, that was already much better. I'm thinking like in the first game we had some issues with players being available between the lines. And I think in the second game we were more compact, so there was less space for Egypt to find the players in between the lines, and also if the lines are closer to one another, it's easier to press and you can be more aggressive. If the lines are far apart, then you always get caught up in between. So I think like off the ball against Mozambique, we'll need to do the same thing.
That's in the middle. Yeah. No, celui-ci. No. Voilà, devant. This side.
Thank you very much. My name is Atapuku from Ghana. This one goes to Chris. Since 2006, this is the Ghana team at the AFCON with the least of expectations internally about winning a trophy. Has that played into your preparations in any way? And where from the pressure to succeed all of a sudden coming from?
I think I understand the question. I think there is always pressure going into this tournament because we are the Black Stars. I accept the first part of your question that potentially going into this tournament the expectations maybe were not as high as in previous years. So this I accept. But for all of these questions and for any question that anybody asks about pressure now, we have to use that as motivation, and the players have to use that as motivation. And I would like to think that after the first performance, we always know there will be criticism if we don't get the results that we want, and I would like to think that the team used that in a positive way. And if the expectations are perhaps lower this tournament than they have been in previous tournaments, then exactly the same. We have to use this as motivation to make sure that we succeed in what our ambitions are.
Yes. Oui.
Coach, my name is Mohammed Awal Hudu. I work with Case Benefit from Kumasi. Coach, judging from the fact that the Black Stars have gone the last two AFCONs without a win, I remember the last AFCON in our last game against Comoros, the Black Stars stumbled by losing by 3-2. So that it gets into your mind going to the last game that this is what happened to the Black Stars in the last AFCON. So the Black Stars will try as much as possible to avoid what happened some 2 years ago in Cameroon.
I think as regards what happened 2 years ago, some players here were, of course, involved in that, and some not. But what players get used to over a period of time, and remember, this is a huge world tournament. But players get used to in their careers bouncing back from defeats. Try to improve their game and trying to put what was in the past. Our concentrations have all been about looking forward, and I think if you are concentrating too much on what happened in the past in a particular game, then you can let it affect your preparation, your thinking going into this game. We just have to think of the last game and the improvement in the last game and reaching the same levels or the correct levels to win a football match. And we appreciate the past very much, but we can only think about what's in front of us now, and that will be a tough game tomorrow.
After the game, we saw Majid Ashley hobbling off. Yesterday, GFA gave us an update on Majid Ashley. What is his situation at the moment? Is he fit to play tomorrow? And if he is unable to play, are you ready to give Richmond Lamptey, who is yet to be added to any Lamptey squad, a chance to play against Mozambique? Thank you.
So the update on Majid is that we are still assessing him, but the signs are good. He will train today, and the signs are good that he will be fine. This was a situation in the game where we had to bring him off. He'd received a kick in training before that, and a consequence of that meant as he started to get into the latter part of the game, he was feeling it. As regards Richmond Lamptey, he's very much part of the squad, and the fact he's part of the squad, then everybody has an opportunity. You know, we constantly talk about how difficult it is to pick a team, to pick a bench, and to leave players out. And this is the responsibility of myself and the technical staff. But Richmond has been a big part of our squad, as has everybody else. And that means that they all put themselves always into consideration to be involved.
The lady, Adam.
My name is Akoseje. I work with the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. Coach, based off of what happened in our last game, bringing on Bukari after he made the error and he was subbed off, have you been able to talk to him, since you said all the games you have played are emotional games? Emotionally, how is he feeling, and will he be ready emotionally to play if you have to put him in our final game?
Yes, I've spoken to him. And I'll go back to what I originally said after the game, is that it is an emotional game, and as a head coach, you have to make these decisions, and you hope you make more right decisions than not. But this is a decision that we made at the time. This was never a reflection on the individual, because apart from being a very good footballer, he's also a very good individual and a very good team player. So yes, I have spoken to him, and obviously conversations are always private between head coach and player. But yes, this was a necessity for me to be able to speak to him as soon as I could. I had the next day to speak to him. I have.
My name is Emmanuel Usu from Media Journal. My question to Danis. Danis, in our two previous games against Cape Verde and also Egypt, were they considered goals being created by individual errors? I want to understand, as players, mentally, is there any issue affecting you guys leading to these errors, or you think the pressure to perform better in this tournament is leading to this error? Are there much demands on you guys? That is why you've been committing all these errors in our previous games?
Yeah, it's true that maybe, let's say, 3 of the 4 goals we conceded we could have avoided, but yeah, this is part of sports and football in general, and we don't blame any individuals. If we said in the dressing room as well, we win together, we lose together. I don't think it's due to the pressure. It's just sometimes at this level you make certain decisions, and if you make the wrong decision, then yeah, it can be fatal, and unfortunately for us, it's been fatal on a few too many occasions. But I don't think this is creeping into people's heads. I think we need to learn from it, and then in the upcoming game, try to avoid the smallest of mistakes and maybe not take too much risk to avoid any unnecessary goals against.